recording. Welcome, everyone. We have our 31st session. I can't believe it's been this many of Zoho CRM user session. We're still waiting on some people who signed up, but I think we'll just kind of start. I can see Ryan just joined us. Ryan, feel free to, I know you're in listen mode, but if you want to say hello, ask any questions, just unmute and you should be able to do it. Or you could also use the Q&A section on the left, because we like to make this as similar to an in-person event as possible, as we started this in person back in the day. So this is really a session where we go through Zoho CRM. We like to make this an open session. So we always think of a topic, but we also like to have everyone ask their questions if they're stuck on something in Zoho CRM, or if they want to learn about something they've heard but they haven't tried. Feel free to do so. We just thought of sharing today something new that Zoho CRM launched that's quite innovative in the market again. They have their CRM is really different, and we thought we would share this today. So today, myself, Anna, and Kylie is also with me. We're going to be sharing about Zoho Canvas, and this is really the first design element, true customization of a CRM with no code. So let's see what we got. So we started working with Zoho, God, I don't know, more than 8 to 10 years ago. We're really focused on helping our clients. We're B2B and B2C marketing outsourced marketing firm. So we represent marketing for our clients, and we ended up touching so many CRMs that we always ended up with saying, hey, Zoho is better than this, Zoho is better than this. So we thought, let's just make it serious and share our knowledge and be a Zoho partner. And that's why, as a marketing team and company, we have these sessions once a month to share some free knowledge. So today we like to share with you what Canvas is in Zoho and in Zoho CRM and how you can use it, how to upgrade really the record view of record today. So if you're already using Zoho CRM, you'll be familiar with this. But if not, we'll just jump into the platform to show, and also to adjust your list view. Q&As are always available anytime. Don't leave it just to the end. So feel free to interrupt, because that's the type of session we like to run. So what is really Zoho Canvas? It's the only slide I really have to share content, because the rest is going to be on the platform. It's a design tool to customize your CRM. So it will allow you to truly make it your own branded CRM. It's not just about colors. It's a lot more about how you use the CRM, what data is relevant, where do you want to see it, and highlight what is important for your CRM users to go through, what type of data you really want to make permanent, more than just making it a mandatory field, which is kind of what you had before. So if you're familiar with Zoho, you'll know that this is kind of what you get out of the box when you open it. So let's see what we can get to. So what you're seeing, this is a Zoho One license, but I'll just jump straight into Zoho CRM. And I'll be myself and Kayla, we're going to kind of share this presentation and go through the platform. Kayla, I don't know if you want to, when you want me to pass the commands to you. I'm just going to show kind of where this section is. So you have your home, and then we're going to focus a bit on these modules, how to customize the information you see. So just so we're all on the same page with language, we'll call these modules, right? Leads, accounts, contacts. And then inside each one of these modules, there's a record. So in this case, for example, this Anna Yardley, myself, here as a lead, this is a record. So let's see how we go from what we had here, which is the start of the Zoho CRM license as you get it, to a fully customized version with colors, elements, mainly how the information gets where it gets to, and how you can use this tool. So on your setup section, you have a customization element. So you need to have admin access to be able to see these options, or the admin of your CRM has given you access. You should be seeing Canvas with a little new highlight. And this is where it will take you to, if you haven't used Canvas, I'll actually just ask that question. So you should be seeing a poll pop up on your screen. Have you used Zoho Canvas before? Just have a feel on the audience of if you've tried this before or not. Okay. Looks like we haven't. So cool. So let's do, here you're already seeing tools. So let's just start a new record detail page. So this is telling me I'm updating the record level, right? So really how I see a lead. So I'm going to build this to um, a lead again. Let's create a new one. I already have one, but we can create a new one. And Kayla, do you want to use this account, or do you have another one you would like to use to demo?
I can hop on another one, but yeah, if you want to go ahead and start off, I can jump in for the last 2 points for
Right.
elements and style.
So we're going to talk about, well, everything that is really important on Canvas. So main thing is you can start blank if you have a very clear design already of what you want to do, or I would advise, if you're starting, as it seems to be the case, to start with the template. And Zoho has several templates that you can use that have a very different look and feel. It's kind of hard to see it this way, so I would just go ahead and click it. So I'm going to kind of show quite a few different ones. And then obviously, if you're working more from an admin perspective, or if you're sales manager, you just want to make sure everyone is kind of using the same, you can use your build a organization canvas, which is just most of a saved template. So this example, for example, this template works well, in my opinion, with when you have, a small snippet image of your records. So whether you have a product or if you have a property that you want to use as the element in that lead, or if people have to submit something when they request an RFQ, for example, through your website or contact you, you could use that as a primary lead element. And then this is kind of what is the most thing is this email contact. Let me kind of jump here. These areas allow you to jump from record to record. You have a quick button to send an email straight away, so you don't have to go to the email section lower on the CRM record page. And then you have some details. So address, some quick actions, right? I want to clone this. I want to delete, convert. I don't know why this delete is with the dollar. Delete is probably never with the dollar for me. You could convert the lead into an account of potential. And then you have a field for overview where you would add the details that matter the most to you. And then an option for all fields that's going to bring you with the traditional view of, so you're sure you're not missing anything. Emails exchanged with the lead, timeline, what has gone out and what it's about. If you have something planned to go out or scheduled, you would show here attachments, and you can kind of go through open activities and more. So this gives you, a layout and something to start with, notes section here, but you can customize everything you see. So if you like the look and feel of it, that's why I would say, just explore a little bit the ones that are here. Try to choose the ones that are closest to what your ideal is. If you don't have one, just sketch it on a white piece of paper and say, okay, what are the things we need to see the most? So this one's totally different, right? This one is playing with products. This doesn't have to be products. For example, if you have properties or if you have other modules that you want to bring in here, you could bring, and I'll kind of show you how that goes. So once you choose a template, you will be on a section where you can have this 4 elements. Data is really about the fields that you want to bring. So if you select data, it's going to tell you which field you want, and then you can literally drag and drop if I was starting from scratch. And if you select the field and delete, I'm just pressing delete on my computer, it will disappear on my board. Elements is about these different sections that Kelly's going to tell us about. Styling of each element, you'll be surprised how much you can actually customize. And then client script, we'll need to have a saved canvas before, but you can actually add very custom code for this. So I'm going to close, and I'm going just to open one that I have here. So let's work through this one. You'll be able to tell which one I chose. The power I see, so I've been working with Zoho without this capability before, and obviously you have a customization level where you delete the fields that you don't want. You should be adjusting them to the screen as much as you can, but it was really about 2 columns and lines. This is a total different game. So this allows you to truly give your users what you want them to focus on, right? What do I need? Do I want a name and an email, an address? This example I'm showing you is an example of someone who wants to know properties associated with their contact people, who they're managing. So there's space for image, but the main thing is really about location, address, a phone, an email, get into contact quite easily, and the description or the needs that that lead has. So I'm going to show you a real case. So what I did here in terms of data to customize this is I said, okay, I need to know company name, full name, and you kind of see how these are in here. To customize, you kind of, if you click through the element, you have two options. You have clicking on the left will share a few options here, and then if you click with your right, the mouse button on the right, you can change this field just to say, you know what, this came in with name, but I want this to be salutation. So it will just automatically change it. So let's go back to full name. So not trying to go too much into what Kelly's going to show, just in terms of data, it's as simple as this. It's simple as picking the element, drag and drop, and put it wherever you want. The guidelines are just kind of give you a feel for if is it aligned or not, so it kind of looks good. And when you select, when you have the hand, you can again select and move it again. So I already have an email here, but let's say I wanted to have it as well here, quite visible. I could have this, and then I could customize this to use style. So if I click on the right button, I could hide the label. So I don't want it to say email because it's pretty obvious it's going to be an email. I'm sorry. Or I could, especially if you follow kind of a recommendation of just using a template. If you already have a layout here, right button, copy style, and then you select this one and you could paste your style. So it will adjust automatically to what you had on the other fields. So this is super useful to make the customization of your CRM easier. So I'm going to take this one out and I'm going to pass it to Kayla so she can kind of go through the elements and the style.
Thank you, Anna. So I can get into the next portion. All right, are you guys able to see my screen okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so diving into elements, as Anna mentioned, probably one of the better routes to go is to choose a template, and then you can customize from there. So with the template I chose, say, I don't know, I didn't really care much about this open meeting section, so I could get rid of this and instead say I'd rather replace it with a table. You just simply drag and drop, and then and right click. That's the key here, where then you can edit and add stuff, whatever you want. That's the cool part of Canvas. You can literally create and choose the layout that best suits your organization. And that's one of the neat features about Zoho CRM. It's the first of its kind. No other CRM is this customizable. So that's a really neat feature. And again, you can kind of make it how you want. But as you can see, the template is probably the better route to go. Yeah, the different elements, you can add a section, a tab, table, text, icons, lines, and buttons. So pretty self-explanatory, pretty intuitive with the use cases. And then we can dive next into the styles. So say this button, for example, I wanted to make it bold or change the radius. I could do that and make it a little bit rounder or square. I can make the border a little bit thicker to stand out. So it's really, really cool how you can customize everything. And make it how you see fit. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on my side. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into the next section, Anna.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's go back. So probably some of you will be thinking, okay, this is a lot of work, right? Because as you start customizing, it could be quite a daunting task. Hence our advice to start with a template that is kind of okay with you, and then you might want to say, okay, I want some branding, so I want to change the color of the background. Or the elements, as Killa was explaining, that you can, I like this highlight, let's just use this, and then once you select and do it once, then you can copy that. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see
Yep.
your screen.
Okay. Then you can kind of, once you've nailed on, I like the way this looks, just repeat it everywhere. So let's kind of do the same example. What are the other things besides? So why is it worth going through this trouble? I would say so. Very different from this look and feel. And it's not about just how it looks, it's really about the functionality of it and how one of the biggest things I find with CRMs, and I've helped so many clients right now with CRM projects, is adoption, is user adoption. It's making sure people use it. So how you surpass that in a way is to make it as user friendly, right? Which is an expression everyone uses. Not sure how many people know exactly how to get there. But the point is, making it user friendly is about what are the key elements you really want people to go through. What are from here, for example, if I, as a salesperson, have to add all this information just to start the lead, this could be really overwhelming. I'm not going to do it. So let's make it as simple as, do we really just want a name, an email, and a phone? And let's start with that. And that's what you can create here. It's going to create your key areas to say, okay, this is your highlight. This is what you're going to see. This is almost like your business card. And then go through second, more important element, and then something they can see and easily tap, that otherwise they would have to kind of scroll right on a page, on a normal page. Without this customization, you would have to keep scrolling to see the data. The other tip I would give is think of what information you want to see side by side. Example, what I was just saying, I want to make sure I can see all the activities with where they are, because I'm trying to see where my meeting is going to be instead of having to scroll and then go up. Or I want to see my notes while I have all the phones available, because I'm trying to do this, cold calling. I'm calling these people, and I just want to make sure I have a place to take notes immediately, and they're side by side, so I don't have their name in front of me. I know where they're located, so I can chat about that. So this is very different from the experience without having Canvas, which, as you use the CRM, you would know. So I have an example of leads with this view, and again, this was just at the record level. So my record would show with this highlight, and I could go to the next record and so forth. So this is also a quick way to go from lead to lead, which you wouldn't have in a normal view. And a normal view, for example, would be this. So let's open an account, because I haven't customized this, right? So you would be scrolling and scrolling if you had a lot of information. Another example, so you can create different customizations for every model. I wouldn't advise that. I'm just saying it's possible. So you could be doing a totally different layout, and I have a layout there for you. But what I wanted to do before we run out of time is to say, you could also be customizing your view, right? So one thing is the records, that's what we've checked already. So your record level is this versus potentially this, or much better. And then your list view is really how you look at data before you go into each record. So what you can do here is, I don't know if you've explored and you've seen these options. There's a list view, there's a cabin view, which you can use to see things in a very different way. Actually, it works well for activities, for example, not for leads so much. So I'm going to actually select another one. And then the canvas view. So the Canvas view is also what Zoho introduced as a new way to look at records. So this example, it's a lot nicer just to look at images, for example, if that's something you have on your records, that's easy to identify. This could be just the logo. Sometimes just easy to go through the logos instead of reading the names of everyone and where they look and where they work. And with Canvas, you can also customize these views. So you can also bring the elements you want to, for example, right now we have full name, phone, email, mobile, but you could bring other things. Let's say I want their annual revenue right away available because this is something I need to see, and I also want to know where they're located, right? So let's just do city and state. Okay. So you can preview before you accept it. So this is kind of how it's going to look. Oh, clearly too tight. Okay, so let's adjust that before you save it. So let's kind of stack them. All right. And then you could go through. So everything you have here as a field, you could be adding. You could have label or no label again, right? To make it cleaner if you want. You could bring an icon to say, okay, this is where they're located. And then you can obviously play with it. Let's preview and see kind of how it looks. I kind of like my icon actually. So I'll leave it on. What's bringing here as well is activities. So this is just a quick preview of how it's going to look. And when you're looking now at your view, obviously it's not as concise as your list view, right? This is still going to give you a lot more. You could obviously, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you can customize the columns when you are on a simple view. You could bring, kind of what I was doing there. I could still bring city and state. If you start typing, it's just faster to add the fields, and then you can reorder them. If you wanted them in a different position, you could just click again and reorder each one of these. But still very different from having a more visual. And this depends obviously a lot on the business. This could be a photo of the person if you're talking about a contact. I tried a total different. I don't know if we have. Oh, sorry, what did we have? Can the Canvas views be shared with only certain users or groups of users? Excellent question. Yes, they can. So you can do exactly that. You can do full organization, group of users, per role, per profile, or just one user, or just yourself. So yes, absolutely. You can do that. I was going to just kind of show us another one I had here. You can also enable and disable. You can also create rules a bit more advanced. So this one I did for contacts. I chose a different layout just to give a feel of how different it is or it can be. Just bear with me. Please hold. So here I wanted to bring total different perspective. So now I'm talking, this is for my contacts. So I want to know the person and all the properties, for example, that this person is managing. So in here, I can have a quick view and, starting a phone conversation with this in sight is a lot easier than just having to scroll and try to click through different areas to check the details of the property. And I can bring every detail about the property I want. So when you do your Canvas assignment, so you decide which module it's going for. Obviously, you had that at the start. Which profiles can see it? So I'm going to say administrators, as you're developing, you could say the administrator can see it, but the standard user is still going to be on the standard view. Or you could give everyone the new layout. Then in this case, this is a demo account with one user. That's why you're not seeing groups of users, but otherwise you would see that as well, right? So you'd be able to allocate it to everyone. So now when I close, and as long as that one is added, I have my contacts, and I'm just going to go through one. We can see the details of this contact with the properties that this person is managing, if there's any open activities, campaigns, invited meetings, in a totally different way, well, a lot more friendly, I would say, than having obviously to scroll through and go on the left menu as you would do normally. So I don't know if there are any other questions. I think this is very powerful. You can basically do whatever you want with it. I'm going to share, so we share a recording of this session at the end, and we'll share this link as well to a good resource on a comparison guide, and kind of goes through, especially if you're starting. I think it's a good starting point. But if not, if you have any questions, just feel free to email myself or Kayla, Nicole, and we can help you. We all host these sessions once a month. If there's any topic about those Zoho CRM you would like to see, it would be really useful for us just to, just let us know what you would like to discuss in the next section that will be next month. And we would customize that content and just bring ideas. So any other questions? Let's see if we have a bit more. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. So struggling with syncing on emails. Yeah, so you're using Gmail. Okay. I don't think I've talked a lot of times about integration. But I would be interested. Yes, probably we would need just a quick chat to know exactly what issues you had. So email integration and syncing is really essential. The IMAP functionality is very strong. So under your emails and channels, you have different email integrations options. I would definitely advise to configure. So it's a very simple configuration, just need your email address. But yes, that's something we can definitely cover. Or if you want to tell me exactly what was the problem, just via on a quick email, or now if you want to ask, feel free to unmute, because that's what we're here for, is to help anyone. Oh, let's see. Can we unmute you? I will try.
I can try to.
Allow to talk. Okay, Ryan, I think clearly I thought I had to. Can you not connected to computer in listen and speak mode? Hello, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, we've noticed like the BCC doesn't, it probably works like 60% of the time. And it seems like the Gmail IMAP, like you were saying, we have to like constantly go in there, and by constantly, probably it seems like about once a month, go in there and update it. So I don't know if that's because something has happened on the Gmail side, or if that's something that's happening on like the Zoho side.
Zoho. So that's good questions. I've had other clients with similar issues in Outlook. So it's not Gmail related only. But the only reason, so from all the clients I've assisted, it's always because the password is changed. So if the email password changes, obviously Zoho doesn't have authorization to keep IMApping your email. So that's the number one reason, is people update their password and they forget to come and do it in this section, right? Because when you configure the first thing in Gmail, it's going to ask you to connect. The other option, I don't know if you're using IMAP, but this is really what I advise, because it's not, it's mirroring your emails. It's not downloading them from the server. So obviously here, it's going to ask me to sign into your Gmail. So if email passwords change of users, that would happen. BCC, I was actually going to say, there's only one client where I've noticed, and it's not, again, usually it's the case I end up seeing after going through the deep, finding what the problem was. It always comes back to they changed the password, or they deleted the email, or they saved the email in a folder. for example. So that would disable the IMAP functionality. So you would lose the ability, Zoho loses the ability to show that email because you've put it on the folder that it's really on your server or on your computer, even depending on how you have your settings. I'm assuming it's a paid Gmail account. It's a
corporate one, correct?
corporate one, yes. So I would check with the IT team if, for example, if every time someone saves an email, because a lot of people just save it on their folders, right? They don't have them in the inbox. If those folders are fully online, if those emails are staying in the cloud, and if there's any extra permissions that they need to give to allow them to be IMAP'd. Because some cases people just do that to offload the load of the inbox, so they actually are not available all the time. So if you want to see it like on your phone, you couldn't see the folders.
I think it's a password thing. We don't have to update our password too much, but it seems like we need to regularly like re-log into Google, and I assume it's a security setting. So I think, like you said, talking to our IT people would be good about that.
Yes, absolutely, because they usually have recommendations to do it frequently, right? Any provider has for security reasons. But they could, for example, when they pop that, they could also remind themselves or remind the user, hey, you need to update your Zoho IMAP password if the users know how to do it, right?
Yeah.
Which it's quite easy, but still some people are not comfortable.
It's easy, but it's easily forgotten too.
Yes, absolutely. But I would say that is always, and we give support to a lot of clients, and the first thing is like, okay, did you change your password? Did you change your password? No, I didn't. I was like, I'm in the end, they've done it. They didn't even realize they had done it. And the other one is obviously moving things to folders. They are not synced fully on the cloud. And obviously then the system can't IMAP that email. Because
Kind of a
it's really,
related question. I run a sales team, just for some background. Is there a way to do reporting on email, like number of emails sent in a day, a week, a month? It doesn't
yes.
track. I haven't found a way to track it like you do with like activities.
So you can do it on, so let's show here. This one won't show activity, but so have you explored the email report? It's just loading. There's a specific section on the reports for email reports. So I always advise my clients to start with the template, kind of just see what's there, because usually it's, someone already thought about it. So it will track everything that is sent through the CRM directly. So if you press the button send, or workflows that you have set up in the CRM, those would count as well. It won't count emails sent through Gmail. So if you send it directly through Gmail, although you see that IMAP'd in the account or in the contact level, it won't report on that.
Okay, I guess that's what we're looking for, because we send, we use our Gmail inbox and send our emails through Gmail. So
yep. So now if you want to track sales activity that way, it doesn't allow you to do that.
Okay.
And then I'm saying yes. On this demo account, I don't have the emails. No, but those are good questions. I was thinking, I think I was able to build the workaround a few years ago for that, because obviously most people will use Outlook or will use Gmail. If I remember what it was, I'll send you an email, Ryan.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the session. See if we have any other questions. I think we can have it. I think I'll just ask you, did you learn something new today? That's a bit of a poll for the team, so we can have a bit of feedback on how we're doing. And if you would recommend, because this is funny. This is one of those. This is one of those where we're like, well, this is really for users, and a lot of times it's driven by the questions when you submit the form. So if you're, I don't think I've seen you before, Ryan, but if you have or not, when you submit that form to, say, I'm coming, if there's something on top of back of your head, just saying, of your mind saying, I would like to check this or check that, just send it through the forum, because we'll always look through those to see if there's something we can add to the session. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your time, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.